If you're a victim of domestic violence and this is triggering for you, please don't watch this video. Hello, and welcome along to the Krusty Rabbit Hole. My name is Sam, and today I'm kind of looking like Michael Landon with this shirt. But whatever, let's get into things. First of all, I want to say a massive thanks to all the new subscribers. I got about something like about 10 or 15 subscribers. Well done. From the Aaron Smith-Levin video, and I'm pretty grateful. I'm always thankful, you know, when people support and stuff like that. So yeah, brilliant, thank you, and thank you for lowering your expectations to watch my load of old tosh.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Whispers in the night, echoes from the past. I seek the truth in the shadows cast. Voices in the wind, tales they wanna tell. I listen closely in the darkness where they dwell. Life after life, what secrets do you hold? Communing through the veil, stories yet untold. Flickers in the dark, lights that seem to dance, questions left behind. Give me just one chance. Calling through the night, answers that I crave. Life after life, what secrets do you hold? Communing through the veil, stories yet flickers in the dark, lights that seem to dance, questions left behind. Give me just one chance. Calling through the mist, answers that I crave. Ooh.
recently, Aaron Smith-Levin done he was invited on a live stream from another big channel, an interview. That's what I was trying to say. He done an interview on another big channel, and next thing the comments started blowing up, asking the host, why are you hosting a guy that abused multiple women? And the guy was going, oh God, you know what I mean? I don't know anything about it or whatever. And next thing Aaron just says, oh, yeah, Scientology set up a website called aaronsmithlevin.com. That'll show you everything that you want to know. Now, thing is, people believe that Scientology makes these websites to attack people, which they probably do. So some of the people that they attack and the websites that they put up, you have to take it with a bit of a pinch of salt, because there is a bias in attacking, the person. But in Aaron's case, it's kind of up to date, up to a couple of years ago, whatever. And it all seems to be true for some reason. Now, there's interviews. There's very polished interviews. A typical Scientology thing. But they all have one thing in common. Aggression, physical abuse, etc. And then you look at, some of the activities that's been happening lately, and it matches. I wonder why that is. Here's another thing. If Aaron Smith-Levin wanted to take down Scientology, and if aaronsmithlevin.com was a load of old tosh just for Scientology to attack him, if the information is false, why doesn't Aaron sue Scientology for defamation of character?
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
I always wanted to know that. But anyway, let's have a look at this website, because it's very interesting. So I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller here, and I'm going to bring over my little file here, and we're going to take a look. I'm not professional at this by any means, so please forgive my lack of production. But anyway, we're going to take this over here, like so, and we're going to do this, and there we have aaronsmithlevin.com, and we got a load of videos here, and we're going to take a look at those, and then I'm going to ask you, does this match current events? I think so. So we're going to get into the videos. There we go. Oh, this one is very, very telling. I'm going to have to make myself a little bit smaller here so we can see all the detail. It's a bit kind of the quality of this isn't fantastic, but it will show you the detail of what actually happened. Now, in the previous video, I mentioned that Aaron Smith-Levin went to the Danny Masterson grape trial, and one of the Jane Does, which was one of the victims, sorted Aaron out with a room in a hotel. At the trial, he met a girl at the trial. Now, I'm not 100% sure that this girl was in Scientology, and she was looking to the Aftermath Foundation for help. I'm nearly sure that's what her connection with all of this is. But don't quote me on it. But I'm nearly sure. But things did not go well, and this is Aaron's response to the video. he was on down the rabbit hole news, and trying to justify this, and everybody's going, "Oh, this is self-defense." The woman is tiny compared to this guy. So let's without further ado, let's have a look. Please play, thank you.
There's this girl I hooked up with in LA.
Oh, I forgot to put my flipping headphones on.
And
Give me
I'm
a
very
second,
aware.
Jeannie Mac. Come on! I was wondering why I didn't hear it. Here we go.
There's this girl I hooked up with in LA. She spent a few nights with me. And I'm very aware at that time that, yes, I might morally and privately be able to have relationships with whoever I want to. But the world, who knows me just parasocially, sees me as a normal married guy. And I said to myself,
Oh, I never seen the family photos. I didn't know what his wife looked like at all. I didn't see this video before, so I don't know what he's going to come out with. But I do have another side to this. I do have another angle on this. And it's in my archives here. So,
myself, in my mind, if the police show up to this hotel with a half-dressed woman in my hotel room, involved in some sort of a physical altercation, my life is over.
Just like, can you like please get my underwear? Okay. It's not because it's scary.
I don't want you to
For me! It's for me! So it's...
No,
Fucking
please.
you live
Juliana,
in Canada.
Juliana, please don't.
You do not live under this law. This law applies to...
oh my God. Oh shit.
Now, she's a small person.
Yes.
Okay. Meaning, I mean, she's a grown person, but I'm 220 pounds. I mean, she's probably 110 soaking wet. So
Sometimes Aaron needs to just keep his mouth shut because he tends to land himself in it. For some fucking reason. Yeah, I did it. So what? But I have a good excuse kind of thing. And this excuse is usually shit. Do you know, sometimes not talking is a great idea. But Aaron, you know, he thinks he's a smart guy. And but the thing is, everything that comes out of his mouth just incriminates himself. It's fucking unreal.
I'm not in physical, at no point did I feel like I was in some kind of physical danger.
Oh. So why the aggression? I wonder why.
I, at this point, am just trying to calm her down, but I have no idea how I'm getting us out of this hotel room. Eventually, we go down the elevator, we go through reception, we get out of the building. I need to get rid of her. What? Okay, so I go, look, you're not coming back to the hotel with me. I'm going to call you an Uber. You've got to go home. As the Uber is pulling up, she goes, just give me...
There he is right here. There's Aaron, and I just move it forward a bit.
one last kiss, and she jumps...
There he is. She is over here.
on me. So I grab her wrist, and I pull it off of my neck.
Did you see that?
And I pull it off of my neck, and she falls into the building, and I see her head.
That was forced aggression. That was a lot of force. I don't know how this is self-defense. To be honest with you, it's overuse of force. Now, she hits this building, one of these pillars of this building, and yeah, she ended up with a bleeding head. And what does Aaron do? He walks away. You'll see it back here. I want to keep a track on Aaron. The quality isn't brilliant.
And she falls into the building, and I see her head hit one of the
There he walks off.
corners of this building. And my first thought was, oh fuck. that actually looked pretty bad. She has a...
Oh my God. Maybe I should have put a warning at the beginning of this. If you're a victim of domestic, have been a victim of domestic violence, and this is triggering for you, please don't watch this video. You know, I'll edit in something at the beginning here because this is fucking terrible. This.
A bloody head. Okay.
I didn't see this.
And my second thought was...
When you hear what the second thought was.
This is my chance to get away.
Fuck yourself.
You fucking scumbag. You absolute and total fucking egg. You are a fucking disgusting fuck.
Second thought was, this is my chance to get away.
No emotion to this at all. You notice sometimes he puts on the tears and that. I think that's all an act. There's no tears coming out of his eyes at all, a lot of the time. Do you know, he tries to make himself cry like an act, you know? This is terrible. We're starting off hot here tonight, folks. Genie Mac.
And I start very quickly walking away.
Didn't know much about Aaron Smith-Levin growing up with Scientology until I learned that he physically assaulted my good friend Jules in front of the CBS in Los Angeles this week. Fuck this guy. Stay away from him. Do you know the strange thing about it was? This was caught on CCTV camera. And whoever grabbed this footage was extremely clever. Do you know? Because you wouldn't think that you would be caught out like this. And I bet Aaron didn't think he was going to get caught out like this. This is flipping mad, like. Perhaps your sources, Jules, can enlighten us with the facts. Rumour has it you beat her, then flew home like the low-life bully that you are. Quite a temper you have. This is the thing. What he tried to do is he tried to get out of LA as quick as possible because he was afraid of getting arrested. You know, that's the guy that is running. I know what assault looks like. Like when you assaulted a woman in downtown LA last week. There are videos of you too. Why did he go on a podcast? He says he promotes this website on every podcast. Why is he promoting this? This is all true. The words are coming out of Aaron's mouth. It's like he's proud of things. Is there something I'm missing here?
There's actually Mike Render who said, I don't actually care if Aaron did this or not. Aaron makes horrible, careless decisions.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Exactly. You would think you would, you know, take a little bit of advice from a former friend. Don't get me wrong. There's things about Mike Render I didn't like, you know? But in this occasion he was flipping right.
And if he didn't do this, he'll do something else in the future, and it'll be much worse, and he's going to take us all down with him, and I don't want to be associated with him.
Gobshite!
That's what's happening right now. He's already been arrested for, you know, there was well-known chalk incident. We're going to get into the chalk incident in a wee bit, like. But it's kind of weird. They're doing chalk art outside a Scientology building. Security guards came out and poured water on it to wash it. They weren't pouring water on him. They were pouring water on the ground. But Aaron retaliated back with a bag full of flipping cornstarch and threw it over one of the guys. That's assault. That's one-way assault. The security guards that wasn't flinging the water at him. They may have got their feet wet, but they had time to get out of the way. The trial went to jury, and the jury put a not guilty verdict. What I think might have happened there is Clearwater. There's a lot of Scientology land and buildings. You know, Scientology's taken over a lot of Clearwater. People are sick of it. So they put a non-guilty, not guilty verdict on Aaron because he's the lesser of the two evils, if you know what I'm saying. That's what I think happened. But Aaron thinks he's going to get away with more shit. And it's going to bite him in the ass at some point. That's basically that one. That was flipping... Whoa. That was something else. That was something else. Now, how do I get on to the next one? Oh, I have to scroll down. Here we go. Oh yes, I've seen this. This happened when Aaron... ...2021. Aaron was running for city council or something like that. And he was looking for petitions. He was going around places and that. But he was at this bar and he was drunk. Maybe I'll let the video speak for itself. Mike Render covered it in the last video. Let's play.
First time hearing about it, I'm the one who called the police. An hour went by. Okay. He thought he heard me calling his girlfriend crazy.
She's a friend of yours?
They're not friends of mine.
Well, you said you know them.
Aaron has a habit of calling everybody crazy. He calls Nora Ames crazy because she actually comes out with the truth. And just because Nora Ames had a mental health episode, he calls her crazy to attack back. Keep in mind, this is the guy who's the president of the SPTV Foundation that's supposed to be helping people get out of Scientology mentally and, financially and all that kind of thing. But the most of the injuries sustained from being in a cult like Scientology is mental health injuries. You know, getting therapy, etc., etc. And for this man used a woman's mental health to attack her. What he calls her the norovirus, or the crazy lady, or whatever. These kinds of people like to fight back by calling people, mentally ill or whatever. I have the same pattern with a guy called Cecil Wayne Carroll in Kentucky that I've been fighting for the last couple of years. And if you don't know his story, go through Random News' videos is the best way I could describe it. Just there's a channel called Random News, and he actually puts it together like a journalist. There's a bit of comedy in it. It's actually presented much better than me. But anyway, back to Mr. Levin here.
Do you know the girlfriend, not the guy? I was at Fusion. By the way, 20 people over there just witnessed it.
You don't have to get so close,
I'm sorry.
buddy.
No, I'm just saying, 20.
You don't have to get so close. That's a habit that Aaron gets into. He gets, do you know when he's protesting and he gets in the face of Scientologists to the point that the Scientologist feels threatened and may or may not lash out. That little bitch will be the first person to call the police. But he's an antagonizer. I know the way he works. But he has a habit of just getting in people's personal space.
20 people over there.
I know what you're saying. I can hear you from there.
Okay, fine.
Oh, God. He had to be told twice.
So what do you want me to...
Just keep going.
Okay. I've never even had so much as an extended conversation with her, but I know who she is because we both grew up in Scientology. She said I stalked her like a year ago. I said, do you mean by messaging you on Facebook? Is her boyfriend, who I do not know...
You can follow whatever report you want, but is this regarding you stalking her?
No.
The boyfriend decked him. Because he wasn't too happy about his girlfriend being called to see you next Tuesday. I think I covered a bit of that in... actually, Mike Render, I think, covered it in the last video.
Got nothing to do with that.
I don't know. Sounds like that's what she was trying to imply.
No. She's drunk. She has no idea what she's saying.
All right, you're one of the bartenders here, right?
Yes.
So, bald guy over there?
He did not start it. Walks over.
Emily just told me that Aaron, the ball guy, was calling the other guy's girlfriend a cunt like 5 times.
Yeah, there was an issue throughout the night.
Oh, that'll do it.
So there might be a history there, because as I was getting them to leave, she was going, "You're a fucking stalker, I have proof," and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Fuck you, blah, blah, blah." So.
Ooh. So Aaron stalks women, apparently. According to this guy. Well, you know, there's kind of... Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. Because there's another LAS incident with the guy with the dog. I know his dog attacked somebody and he is kind of aggressive. But Aaron actually followed him. He passed him on the street, coming the opposite way. Aaron turned around and followed him. Camera... calling him out for something, for the last incident that happened or whatever, and the guy basically told him to back off. When he kept following him, he lost his cool, and it could have been really bad, because when the guy got flipping, detained by the police, there was something like 10 knives in his pocket, like, you know, but it got into a scuffle and that, and the guy laid into Aaron, and then Aaron called the police, and then Aaron got arrested. You see, and then he basically said that he didn't follow him, and on the video it clearly seen him following him. I may have that video. I think, we'll see how it goes. I think I have that video.
I'm going to say that's going to ruin the night. Alright, so what you saw was the other guy pushing this guy's chair down?
I have been at Fusion for the last 3 or 4 hours, sitting in the bar. I mean, if you want me to get into the details, I asked her and her boyfriend if she would sign my petition. Okay.
What is she saying in all of this?
Nothing. Oh, here's what she said. I told him about what you did, I don't know, a year ago. Which is, I sent her a lot of Facebook messages.
Shut the fuck up!
See what I mean? Aaron, just shut your mouth. Fucking hell. This guy sounds like he's intelligent, but he's more stupid than the guy I covered before, Cecil. This guy's dumb. I'm sorry, but he's flipping stupid. Sometimes you're better off, the less you say, the better.
Super fucking hot. There's no animosity.
But she brought up the whole thing about you stalking her.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
But she brought up the whole thing about
messages. This is super fucking hot. There's no animosity.
Because she's super fucking hot. Let me play that again. Fucking hell. Yeah, he's been stalking her. He's basically admitting it.
You did, I don't know, a year ago. Which is, I sent her a lot of Facebook messages. This is super fucking hot. There's no animosity.
But
Aaron, you just come across as a creep. God. Some people are dumb. I'm just saying.
she brought up the whole thing about you stalking her. So there's a little bit of animosity.
Well, she brought it up. She's fucking crazy. Guess what I'm saying? She brought up something that happened 18 months ago.
Okay.
Where while I was really drunk, I sent her a bunch of Facebook messages. Like, what do you want me to say? I don't know.
I wonder what that Facebook messages were like. Holy shit! God. I knew about this a long time ago. Why didn't I see red flags at that point? Maybe I'm growing as a person. Every day's a school day, as they say. Fucking hell. Why was I so stupid? Because I actually did support this guy.
She's super hot. I'm sorry.
But she was trying to de-escalate, and so was the boyfriend. Until he did it the fifth time, the guy sent him out. That's the what I understood.
So let me ask you something. So some of the bartenders inside said that they heard your conversation. Okay, so I'm gonna just spit out what they told me.
Go ahead.
Basically, you were talking to this girl, and I heard, the word is that you didn't just say her she was crazy, but I heard, you slipped out a couple of, really bad words to this girl.
Wait, to the girl?
To the girl.
Oh,
okay?
I wasn't even talking to the girl. I was talking to the guy next to me. The girl was halfway down the bar. I wasn't even talking to her.
So this is the acquaintance of yours, but you're not talking to her. You're talking to somebody else, but you're talking about her.
Correct.
And somebody overheard.
Well,
Oh, dear.
I mean, I guess her boyfriend overheard.
Well, she said she overheard too, so...
I believe that.
Okay, the boyfriend now defending the honor of his girlfriend steps to you.
But do my words justify him punching me in the face and not...
Yes. The cop is about to explain some lessons in life that Aaron just never got around to learning.
Knocking me down?
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Granted, the answer to that is no. Okay. But my wife is with me at a bar, and I'm hearing this guy talking about my wife.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
I agree.
What do you expect me to do about it?
Well, legally?
Go up to you, hey man, what are you doing?
Are we talking legally?
Man to man, what would you do?
Man to man, I might have one answer, but legally, I'm talking about that motherfucker assaulted me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Oh, God. Aaron's always the victim. Oh, poor Aaron. Doesn't take responsibility for his own actions, even though he admits to doing shit. He's a complicated person. He admits to doing things, but then doesn't take responsibility and then throws all the blame on the victim. This is a pattern. Same thing with Cecil Wayne Carroll. But, obviously two different people. Cecil Wayne Carroll's got nothing to do with Scientology. And this behaviour has nothing to do with Scientology. It's not, I'm not labelling, people that have been in Scientology to all act like this. Because they don't. But some people just don't learn valuable lessons in life. And then they end up facing consequences, and then, it's somebody else's fault. Maybe I behaved in that way, a long time ago, and I know things about it. But, I didn't do the things this guy did.
two different witnesses, both who are 100%
So they weren't even there. They were outside. Those witnesses were outside. They heard the caller contact.
Which witnesses are you think I'm referring to?
Well, the reason I'm assuming that I know is because all those people are good people. They're not lying. I did call her a cunt after the assault.
Oh dear Lord. He's already fucked up.
40 minutes earlier, I was asking her to sign a petition. I'm not just calling a girl a cunt at a bar.
Somebody said that Aaron was calling a girl a cunt 5 times, and we finally just had enough of it. We got up and walked over. Seems like a reasonable response to me.
Oh dear. What an idiot. What a tool. And you mean to tell me that's not real? Don't care if it came from Scientology or not, it's still flipping real. If these were all false, Aaron could sue for defamation. Oh, here's another one. He was involved in a plan to hack Scientology computers. Fucking hell. When you hear what he fucking says. Do you know he just puts his foot in it every time? And sometimes it's funny. I mean, like, sometimes the less you say, the better. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Suspect Aaron Smith-Levin interviewed by the Clearwater police on the conspiracy to hack the Church of Scientology's computers. Excerpt of February the 11th, 2019 interview. Here we go.
Okay, so you brought it up, the USB thing. Tell me what's the USB thing and what do you know about this whole?
To be perfectly honest, because the Church of Scientology is involved in this, because it's not St. John. It's not St. John making this report. He doesn't give a fuck. In fact, the USB thing was his idea. So, but because the Church of Scientology is behind this,
I wonder if he'd throw that guy under the bus just to save his own ass, or is that the truth? Because he likes throwing people under buses.
I'm the kind of guy who's willing to say anything to anybody. I'm not willing to play chicken with the church on this. So, I mean, look, there's some underhanded shit going on here. I'm pro cooperation 100%, but the church will do anything they can to try to fuck me, and I don't actually know what the accusations are.
The complaint is a USB that there was talk. There was talk, semantics, but there was talk of putting a USB into the computer hacking, remotely accessing church computers.
Oh yeah, not remotely accessing. I mean, it was again, like you said, it gets into semantics. I'm not a computer guy, but it was how to get the statistics. It was how to get the true membership numbers, the true enrollment numbers, the true courses completed, auditing hours, and income stats.
Aaron, just shut your mouth. I don't know how he keeps getting away with things. Sometimes you're better just to keep your gob shut. The last trial he was at, I mean, like, he said a lot of bad things about the judge and stuff like that on YouTube and stuff like that. So the judge wasn't that happy with him. At one point he says, Your Honour, can I say something? I need to say this. He always has to have his words, you know what I mean?
And yeah, so that's why Zianja brought Sinjin to the table. And yeah, he's like, I can get on course, I could get access to a computer, and he's like, I can figure out which computer has internet access and what the OS is and everything like that.
So this Sinjin guy was going to go on a Scientology course, so that way he could access the building, and then he could rig the computer with this USB thingamajig. That's what I understand from what they're saying here. So, he was going to go on a course. That way he was able to get access to the building and the computers.
Ziandra was there, Sinjin was there, and it was a conversation that happened. And nothing ever happened. There was never any follow-up, and literally nothing ever happened.
So after that first throwing it out there that Sinjin did, no.
Yeah, and I was interested.
Oh dear Lord. He's already fucked up.
I wasn't like, what's about it?
Fucking hell. Oh my God. Aaron, shut your mouth. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I was interested. Do you know, they could have been charged with conspiracy to cause, hack computers. Conspiracy to fraud or something like that. They could have been done for that. But, I mean, genie, man. Let me play that bit again. That's fucking hilarious.
Nothing ever happened. There was never any follow-up, and literally nothing ever happened.
So after that first throwing it out there that Sinjin did, no.
Yeah, and I was interested.
You shut the fuck up.
Oh, God. Loose lips sink ships. Shut your mouth.
Like, that's a bad idea. I don't give a, I don't really honestly give a fuck. But it was a conversation.
Okay. You didn't actively try and follow through with Sinjin?
I mean,
did you text message him, say, hey, you ready to do this? Anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, it was a conversation. I mean, I was interested if it was possible. He thought it was possible.
You're not playing with a full deck, are you?
Oh, I don't play cards.
Oh, God. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Aaron, you're dumb. You are stupid as fuck.
And,
yeah, I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
But, you know, was it bait? Maybe. I mean, at this point, why the fuck would these guys be doing this?
Mm-hmm.
You know? You have Sinjin, who doesn't really give a shit about any of this. He's just doing what the fuck someone's asking him to do. I mean, honestly.
What, who's asking him to do?
Someone.
Someone?
He doesn't actually give a fuck. He doesn't give really a fuck about Scientology. He doesn't really give a fuck about anti-Scientology.
Oh, down to a bollocks!
In fact, if you ask me, he gives more of a fuck about anti-Scientology. I mean, me, him, and Ziandra spent a lot of time chatting, and he fucking hates Scientology.
Come on!
That doesn't make any sense. He doesn't give a fuck about Scientology, but he does.
Who's gonna get? I mean, who was gonna get a program written for this USB, or who had the who had the hacking capability to be able to do this remotely?
There was someone I spoke to about it.
I'm kind of retarded.
Oh, God. No comment until I see my lawyer. That's all you had to say, you dumb fuck.
I looked at him.
Holy shit. This is fucking funny.
I thought this sounds like something that could actually work. But I think that gets into a part where I'm not going to do the Church of Scientology a favor of commenting at this point, honestly. No, I mean, truly, no disrespect, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you're here voluntarily. If you don't want to talk about something, we won't talk about it.
Yeah, fine.
Oh, Aaron will talk. Aaron likes to talk. Aaron likes to talk a bit too much. Oh, dear. Aaron, you should have brought your lawyer. Fuck me. Oh, my God. Why do people not see through this shit? This is fucking hilarious.
Okay. And so officially, as far as I'm concerned, what I'm getting from you is officially your statement is the whole USB idea and everything else was brought up by Sinjin.
The USB part was. Okay. So the idea was like, okay, how do we do something effective? What would be effective? And this other friend, who I'm sure he's already named, but I'm not going to name him, I said, hey, it was actually, the other friend was like, okay, how do we do this? And I was like, okay, well, I do have this friend named Sinjin who is, he's dying to take down Scientology, and he has access. So let me ask him how he thinks we could do this. And he's like, well, we could, and then he mentioned the computers and the internet-capable computers versus the non-internet-capable computers, and then there was a conversation about, okay, well, in order to do this, you have to know the operating system of what the computer is. So then Sinjin was like, okay, I will go in and try to figure out the operating system. And so he's like, how do I do that? So I asked my friend, how do you figure out the operating system? And he said, just take a picture of the damn screen and I'll see if I can figure out how to figure out the operating system. That is exactly where the entire thing ended. Because Sinjin could never make it back into the Bel Air mission.
You could have said all that in 5 minutes without the other stuff that made you fucking incriminate yourself. You absolute donkey.
Last thing I'm going to ask you. I've talked with both Sinjin and Morgan. Both of them have come in here. Both of them took what we call CVSA, computer voice stress analysis. Lie detector.
Yeah, instead of these things that, was measuring sweat glands or pulse rating and all that kind of stuff, it's voice analysis. It's a new, different kind of way of detecting whether people's telling the truth or not. And you have these experts that go through the audio and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's a new version of a lie detector. It basically measures stress in your voice, answering questions and so forth. Would you be willing to take one?
Because the church is involved with this? Definitely not.
Do you know the funny thing is, if he did do it, he'd pass. Because he says a lot of stupid shit with complete and utter competence. He would pass that thing with flying colours.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye. Oh, that was a trip. Right, back to see if there's any more of these. We got that one. We got that one. We got that one. I've already covered that one, so I'm not doing that one. That was the Coke sex worker binge thing. It was kind of funny coming from him. Marty Rathbun. Let's hear what Marty Rathbun has to say. I remember seeing a video of him. And he was the Scientology people were arriving at his house and there was a big scuffle and all the rest of it. It was pretty wild. I don't know if this is a good guy or not. I haven't fully looked into him. But let's hear what he has to say.
And so Aaron begins his segment off with the big lie. He says, I was in Scientology until 2 years ago. Outright lie. He's been out of Scientology since 2009. He's been in communication with myself and Mike Rinder since 2009. 8 years. Acting as a mole and a spy in a Scientology company because it was paying him very well and he didn't want to come a cropper with those people. So he pretended like he was a Scientologist so he continued to profit and get intelligence, which made him important with his idol, Mike Rinder. The next thing he says is absolutely false. He says, I'm the 16-year-old kid, or however old he was, and I'm going to this Scientology event. I see David Miscavige talking about what happened with the IRS and how it was this big, 30 years of persecution were overcome, and it was proven that Scientology entitled to exemption, and exemption was gotten, right? And he said, and I was watching it in awe, only to later find out it was all bullshit. Except the problem is, it wasn't all bullshit. Virtually everything that was said there, in fact, the entire thing was backed up by documents. Okay? Virtually everything that was said there was true. Okay? Like David Miscavige or not, like Scientology or not, what Aaron Levin Smith saw at that thing that he said were the false representations that then lured him in and made this whole thing fraudulent to him weren't false in the first place. They were true. So there's no story. If that's wrong, there's no story. And I'm telling you, it's wrong. So he wasn't lured in through false representations. And then, in order to, I guess, try to validate that they were false, they throw this chyron up, all in caps. The church owed the IRS more than $1 billion in taxes. End of quote. Well, Mike Rinder knows that's a lie. But Mike Rinder is just a bag of delusion now, so he doesn't even register with him. It's a good line. The fact of the matter is we do know, is that Mike is laying these down, and I do know from firsthand knowledge that he does have knowledge that these are false premises.
What I understand, Mike Rinder, was it Mike Rinder? Yes, Mike Rinder was ordained as a minister, and he married him and his wife. Just an interesting thing.
And we also know that he's been doing nothing other than for 8 years being paid to act as an authority to manufacture such negativity about Scientology. That's what he got paid for. That's what Levin Smith paid him for. That's what Mike Bennett paid him for. That's what Omblad paid him for. That's what Argel paid him for. That's what the Garcias paid him for, $175 an hour. And that's what Leah's paying him for.
Oh. I don't know if this is true or not. So just keep it in mind. And then Aaron accuses other people of getting paid to make hate videos, or what he would class as hate videos on ex-Scientologists. You know, Nora Ames is working for OSA. Whatchamacallum, Tony from Zero Dark Tony. Apparently he was supposed to be working for OSA. OSA was paying him to make videos. It's all bullshit. Every time somebody goes against Aaron Smith-Levin, they're working for OSA. And if I was a big YouTuber, I would probably be classed as one of those people that are working for OSA too. I don't know who OSA is. All I know was Mike Rinder was the head of it. And they sort of cleaned up scandals and mess in a very manipulative kind of way. That's all I fucking know. I was never in Scientology, so I don't know. But I don't work for OSA. I'm not a Scientologist. I'm not a pro-Scientologist. I actually don't like, well, the amount of stuff that I was educated by Aaron's videos on Scientology, not the drama shit, and watching other people's videos and that, I've learned a bit about it. Do you know what I mean? This drama shit is kind of like ex-Scientology, is supposed to be fighting against Scientology, but the ex-Scientologists are now fighting with each other. And the centre of the whole flipping thing is Aaron Smith-Levin. That's that one over anyway, so didn't understand that one too much. I understand Marty Rathbun was possibly, when he left Scientology, he continued doing Scientology sort of privately, sort of thing. Oh no. These are typical Scientology sort of stage videos. But there was videos like this done on Mike Rinder and other people. This is what Scientology does. They produce these high quality videos and that. But when you listen to what they have to say about Aaron Smith-Levin, it kind of matches his current behaviour. Now, I'm not going to play that one because we already did. We're going to play this one.
The truth of the matter is, Aaron and his brother always had a very horrible relationship. I met them. They were about 15 years old, and we were all located in the Philadelphia area. And Aaron and his brother, Colin, who is my son's father, they were living with a guardian because the mother was in Florida and the father, I believe, was in Montana or something. And so they were living with a guardian, and at about 15 years old, they were fighting so badly and so violently. I know for a fact they would get into violent fistfights, and Aaron forced, through physical force, his brother to move out of the house they were living in, even at 15 years old. So that's what I saw with my own eyes. I know that, you know, Aaron was very violent, and basically, to protect himself, Colin moved. At that point, Colin was living in New Mexico, and he was not doing well, to be honest. I mean, he turned to drugs. He wasn't doing well. Again, he did not have communication with, even myself. I stopped talking to him because he started to just not be such a good guy. You know, you didn't really want to be around him. He started to take on attributes, actually, of Aaron, which was very sad. And I had stopped talking to him at that point. And he ended up getting into this drinking and driving car accident. Someone else was driving. And again, Aaron was not talking to him. Colin's mother, she was not talking to him at the time. And, you know, I'm sure he feels guilty because he wasn't communicating to his brother already. But then when Colin died, Aaron received a large sum of money. The mother received a large sum of money. My son received $10,000, of which Aaron had in an account with my name on it and his name on it. And
here comes the doozy.
And after some time, I went to check the account, and the account was wiped clean. And Aaron took the $10,000. And I asked him why. And he said, I feel, you know, you're not investing it properly or something. And I'm going to invest it, and he'll get it when he's 18. So now my son is 18, and there's still no money. So Aaron, to me, is a liar and a thief. And, you know, just very cold-hearted. Anyway, and Aaron had always just been, like, the biggest jerk. We would get into these huge fights, and he would just get in my face and yell at me. And he was always nasty. I just always remember him as being just angry and mean. And yeah, I remember he made up some lies about me, and he turned the mother, who wasn't there, against me. So when she came back to Philadelphia after about a year or two, she was really mean to me. And I told her, I said, you're not going to be mean to me. I don't deserve how you're treating me. And she finally backed off. It was a little more forceful than that, I guess. But she chilled out, you know. But I realized that he was feeding her lies about me. And I have no idea who would want to be around a guy like that, to be honest. I mean, he's not kind. You know, he's mean. I mean, for me, realizing he's quite criminal, you know, stealing money from a child, you know, he just wiped the account clean. He got $10,000 from his brother's death, my son from his father's death, and Aaron just wiped the account clean. And, you know, to me, he's a criminal. He's not a good guy.
Now, is this a Scientology weapon piece? Possibly. But judging by his current behaviour, things are ringing true, if you know what I'm saying. You know? Here's another one.
I know Aaron because he's married to my older sister, Heather. Growing up, Heather was a very, very dynamic person. She was a very go-getter type person. She achieved what she wanted to achieve, and she never let anything stop her. You know, when she had a goal, she would just work and work and work until she achieved that goal. After she met Aaron, she did seem to change in the sense that she was not quite so dynamic. She did seem more withdrawn when he would raise his voice or would snap or whatever, get upset, get angry. She would just kind of like cower or just withdraw or just...
Exactly like current behaviour. 3 women. 3 women. The last couple of years. Called this guy out for fucking aggressive behaviour. Jenna Miscavige was cheated on a number of times. She came out with a number of videos. She explained exactly the same behaviour, folks. Exactly the same. You know, overbearing. You know, everybody else is beneath him. You know, shouting and flipping, you know, overpowering people. Yeah, this is a match. 2 tires, matching tires.
Just sit and not do anything, which was different because she normally would say whatever she felt was correct or incorrect. So to see Aaron yelling at the kids and then her just standing there and just letting it happen was different. It wasn't a happy family sort of scenario. It wasn't like we enjoyed having him come over. There was a lot of tension and upsets between my parents and him, and between Heather and my parents regarding Aaron, and then him choosing to not be a part of our family and to separate from us, because it was his choice. Our family has always been very close. My brother, my sisters, we've grown up very, very close. So we very, very much wanted them to be part of our lives. But Aaron chose not to. It's upsetting to my mom. It's upsetting to my sister. It's upsetting to my brother.
I'm sorry, but as I says, you know, Scientology make these kind of videos to attack people. And, you know, if all this was bullshit, he could sue the people that made this website for defamation or whatever. But what she's saying matches up. Do you know? And then, you know, when there was Jenna Miscavige was very upset at one point where Aaron cheated on her, and she spilled the beans about his kids and her kids were talking, and his kids says, I hope he treats your mum better than he treats our mum. Yeah, there's a lot of truth that's matching up with current events. You know what I mean? Any more videos? Oh, there is. Who's this lady? Mother-in-law speaks out. Oh, this is the mother of the last lady. This is her, and this is her mother talking. Fucking hell. Here we go.
My name is Ann Terzier. I'm the mother of Heather Smith-Levin, who's married to Aaron Smith-Levin. They went to New York, and my husband was working on a property, and they came out, and he and Heather were helping Emery on the property, and it was just Emery was helping them get back on their feet. There were several instances when Emery was telling Aaron an area he could work and help him with, and Aaron was getting confused, or he was somehow he didn't. I don't know what his excuse was, but he blew up right at Emery's face and yelled at him, and Emery just goes like, "Whoa, what? I'm just talking to you. This is all we're trying to do. This is communicating what we're going to be doing here," and he's blowing up in his face.
I have videos of colleagues. Now, these colleagues were possibly Scientologists. In fact, I think they probably were. And the stories kind of match what this lady's saying here. About him being aggressive and shouting and all that kind of stuff. And that kind of behaviour came out with current events. A lot of it. You know, with Jenna, with this Lindsay girl, you know. And yet, Aaron still has a following of women who just follow him blindly on his YouTube channel and think he's God. Wake up, people. Wake up. Read between the lines. Do you know, maybe this guy, you know, can be a bit of a charmer and all the rest of it, but if there's an opposite side, look at that too. Then make a choice. That's what I did, eventually. You know? I thought Aaron was the good guy. And I thought, you know, some of these things were self-defense and stuff like that. I'm looking at it in different eyes this time, you know. You know, before that it was rose-tinted glasses, but, you know, I did watch some of the opposition. And, you know, the stuff that Nora Ames is coming out is making sense, like. And because she's making sense, and because she's telling the truth, she's classed as being mentally ill and a horrible person. That's what these people do.
Then he comes back later with his smug smile and shakes his hand. Oh, I'm sorry, but this happened a few times, just blowing up right in Emery's face, like that. Then
in his face. Do you know, like Aaron likes to get in people's personal space? An absolute match. I think this lady's telling the truth, I'm afraid. It doesn't look rehearsed. Either has the last two videos that I've watched. I know they're kind of in a setting, and it seems to be the same kind of setting and that. I don't think this was these were rehearsed in any way. I think they're coming from the heart, to be honest with you, by the tones of voice and that. Yeah, I don't think there was hours of rehearsing this shit. I think this is coming straight from these people's minds and hearts.
When they came down to Clearwater, they were living with us for a short period of time. While Heather had the first child, and there were some instances when Aaron had left the kitchen messy, and so Emery just said, "Could you please, would you mind to just put your stuff away when you're done, and put your dishes away?" And he blew up in Emery's face.
Fucking hell. Oh. Why am I not surprised? Well, I am. Yes, it's. This is not looking good. Why would Aaron promote this? I don't understand that. He comes on every podcast. Oh, there's this website made by Scientology about me called AaronSmith-Levin.com. I promoted it in all the podcasts I go on. You shouldn't. This isn't a good look. Because now I'm looking at it. Fucking hell.
At that. Just right in Emery's face. And then my daughter was there, Katerina was there, and she's like, "Aaron, you don't need to get in Dad's face. You don't need to do that." And then he got in Katerina's face, yelling at her. And like, you have no right to interfere in this communication cycle. So we could see there was just a few instances of like he would snap. You don't know what he's going to snap at. It was one time his two little girls, he had two at the time, I think just two at the time, something was happening with them, and he picked the older daughter up and flipped her over and held her up like this and spanked her, just like with as much force as he could, spanked her, and I just held my breath. I'm like, this poor child. It's just, so at that point I said to Heather, I said, Aaron cannot act like this in my home. I don't want him acting like this in my home anymore. This is...
And she's right. She's got it right. It's her home. Now, I did hear a story that they were disconnected through Scientology because Aaron and Heather were declared SPs or something like that. These people are possibly in Scientology. Now, I could be completely wrong, but Aaron's story was that Granny and Grandpa were flipping... could no longer talk to the grandkids, which is, you know, Aaron's kids and stuff like that. But this doesn't look like rehearsed to me, and you know, a lot of the behaviour matches current events, like I said.
Not acceptable to me. And when they were living with us, and when they would come over, they would come over for breakfast, and we had Sunday breakfast. It felt like she was on eggshells, the children were on eggshells, because they never knew what they might say, that he would snap, that he would just start yelling and get in their face. So he's a volatile character. He's very,
he certainly is.
He's not the kind-hearted guy that he comes across as trying to be this sweet innocent and the victim of circumstances. No, he knows exactly what he's doing. And it hurts because we have 3 beautiful grandchildren that are absolutely beautiful children. And his actions have torn us apart. They've just torn the family apart.
Aaron blames Scientology. That was kind of sad. You know? Yeah, we have exhausted those clips. Now I do have some more, and they're in here. I hope my software will let me show them. We start at the beginning here. Sorry, some of them are Cecil AIs. Hold on a second now to like sort myself out here. Right. This one is from Liz Gale. Remember in the last video, you know, there's a clip there saying, you know, there's a Liz Gale problem. Liz Gale was part of the SPTV Foundation. She was a board member on Aaron's SPTV Foundation, and she was not the first, but one of the first to cop on to Aaron's nonsense, and she walked away from the foundation. So let's have a look at this.
Aaron Smith-Levin, aka Growing Up in Scientology, has been put in jail. According to one of his besties and associates, Farrell Sherrill, he has been remanded into custody for 7 days. Now,
this is to do with the chalk incident. Now, I don't know if she's going to show the chalk incident, but I have some things to say about it. Now, I was going to say this is done and dusted. chalk, done and dusted. But, yeah, it went to jury trial and he got away. He got away. But he still thinks that he was innocent because they threw water at him. When the Scientology security guards threw water on the chalk art, they threw water on the ground. But Aaron threw the chalk at one of the security guards. So it was battery one way, not two ways like Aaron claims. You know? It wasn't in retaliation for them pouring water on him. Now, it did look wet, but he did admit to the officer that he sweats a lot. And it wasn't water that was thrown on him. God.
What did this all come from? A chalking incident. He is being charged with a misdemeanor, level 1 misdemeanor, a battery. It is classified in the first degree. Misdemeanor in the first degree if they, allegedly, actually or intentionally touch or strike another person against their will, intentionally cause bodily harm. And it's punishable either by a $1,000 fine, which for someone like Aaron, or is not that big of a deal probably, or 1 year in jail. That's a big deal. Here's the judge. And to be honest, I don't think Aaron's attitude helped him much.
Exactly.
Kind of, you can't touch me thing going on. And I can imagine this judge was not having it.
Well, this judge was not having it. This judge found out that Aaron was shitting on her on YouTube. I mean, he doesn't help himself, does he? You know, you're talking shit about the judge. You know, and you're looking for leniency from her. But you've been shitting on her all over the internet. Do you know, he just doesn't help himself.
Personally, I don't like to see anybody go to jail. I don't like jail. I don't think that's cool. But on the other hand, if you did not see this coming, Lord help you. Because I saw this coming. Have you guys not seen me take a step back?
Yes, very early.
I have the street smarts to walk away when the red flags are waving, like smacking you in the face. Red flags, guys. That said, I do hope that the charges are dropped. I hope this does not escalate further. And I feel bad for Aaron and his family for him having to be in custody for 7 days. That is a rude awakening for anybody. I'm sorry that happened.
Well, there's this kind of saying, if you build your house on sand, it's not a good foundation. Sometimes, you know, we build our lives on sand and it keeps falling down. It keeps cracking. Cracks keep appearing in the building because you're built on sand. It's not a stable foundation. Sometimes people have to be knocked down a peg or two. They have to hit rock bottom in order to start again. You know, so, you know, at some stage Aaron is going to get, you know, I mean, he got away with it this time. You know, it was a jury trial. They just more likely hated Scientology more than they hated Aaron, and yeah, he got away with it. But at some stage, it's gonna bite him in the ass. And you know, his aggression is going to get him into trouble, and it just brings the whole ex-Scientology movement down, because he's the biggest, if he's not the biggest, he's one of the biggest YouTubers in the ex-Scientology movement.
I just want to be very clear with everybody that when you protest, don't also be a dick.
Exactly.
Because nobody likes that. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the anti-Scientology cause or movement.
I just said that. I must be psychic. Yeah, don't be a dick.
I'm a big proponent of free speech. Do what you want. But I'm smart, guys. I believe federal charges will be filed against this man. I don't wish.
I believe there's another trial for something else. Or something similar to do with this. I can't remember. But there was a hearing, and then there was, you know, a time when, you know, the case was happening. But there was orders on Aaron not to leave Florida, etc., etc., and not to get into any ruckuses or anything like that. And he got into an altercation with another Scientologist on the street who was minding his own flipping business. Do you know? It's going to bite him in the ass at some point.
That, but I believe that's what's next. So I'm not a big one to say I told you so, but oh my god. Let's be smarter, people.
Exactly. Yeah, don't be dumb fucks. What's next? I cannot remember why I done this one, but we're going to look at it anyway. Obviously, there was something of interest here.
He was this disruptive, angry, antagonistic, bullying guy.
You never knew if he was going to blow up and go into a rage.
He physically attacked him in front of me.
He actually came at her and started to attack her.
Pushed the guy against the wall and said, "I'm going to kill you."
So why would Leah Remini roll out her red carpet for Aaron Smith-Levin?
This could be a Scientology weaponry piece. I don't know. But let's see if there's anything that matches current behaviour here.
You do get paid and you do get attention for doing this stuff.
I don't work for free.
And, she's in it for the money. Was this edited together? Kind of like it was taken out of context? I don't know. Let me see. Was there any cuts here?
You do get paid and you do get attention for doing this stuff.
I don't work for free.
There's a possibility that was edited in there. It was kind of chopped up or whatever. There's a possibility. Maybe she did say that. Maybe that was the answer to the question. But I'll wait until later on into the video whether I might trust it or not. Let's see.
I mean, I'm just a crappy has-been actress who's trying to make $1 off my church.
That's not a good look.
Discredited liars, lawbreakers, assailants, and sexual predators. These are Leah Remini's people on her fraudulent reality show on cable channel A&E.
I got taken to school on the subject of reality TV by Leah.
Remini's former anti-Scientology confidant, Marty Rathbun, got the lowdown from the former sitcom actress on her brand of reality TV.
She instructed me that's not what it's about. It's not reality. It's unreality. It's fake reality. Just listen, that's how it works, honey. Doll. That's how you do it. It's not reality. I plan out all of these episodes. And we figure them out beforehand, who's going to say what and who's going to do what. What do you think, I'm just going to put a camera on myself?
Just like her episode with Aaron Smith-Levin, the guy who hustles sources for Remini and her wife-beating co-host Mike Render, as the frontman of their sham nonprofit set up to incite bigotry and hate, illicitly offering thousands in perks, rewards, and cash payouts to people who can be bought off to say and do what Remini and Render want.
Is that true? I don't know. I don't know if I trust this video at all. I'm not 100% trusting this video, but we'll just keep going anyway. Oh, I can still be seen, right?
And Aaron Smith-Levin is just the guy for the job. Expelled from the Church of Scientology in 2012, Smith-Levin is on record for 100 episodes of bullying and abuse, including 20 violent attacks on co-workers, from women to senior citizens.
That's a lot. I'd like to see receipts, though, to be honest with you, but, you know, I wouldn't be surprised.
In Leah Remini's staged reality world, she cast Smith-Levin as a victim in the role of woebegone family guy. But crocodile tears can't wash away the truth about Aaron Smith.
Oh, God. Let's see that again. What's he wiping? What's he wiping? There's no tears there.
Begone family guy. But crocodile tears can't wash away the truth.
That didn't look natural. That didn't look natural at all. Fucking hell. Think of something sad. Make myself cry. Look at, he's dry as a bone. Fucking hell.
Truth about Aaron Smith-Levin for his victims.
We were having a meeting in my office at the time with the head of our church, who happened to be a 78-year-old black woman. In the middle of...
I got that video too, I think. Yeah, maybe this is making sense. Take things with a pinch of salt, but look for the matches. That's all I can tell you.
The meeting, he got up and started screaming at her and shoving her.
That's a match. That's what he's been doing lately. To Jennifer Miscavige and also Lindsay. And that other girl that he pushed into the building in LA. 3 women that I know of. I think he shouted at another board member too. Not looking good, Aaron, I'm afraid. Your goose is cooked.
He, attacked her. Every guy in the room had to, grab him and drag him out of the room. I mean, he's a big guy.
The coworker was much smaller than Aaron. Aaron physically attacked that coworker. It was Aaron coming at him, grabbing him, getting on top of him.
He definitely wasn't picking a fight with a guy his own size. It was older people, females.
Bingo! 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 Exactly. Say that again. Oops.
Him, getting on top of him.
He definitely wasn't picking a fight with a guy his own size. It was older people, females.
Checkmate. Fuck. That's exactly what he does. These women are tiny too.
Totally, actually outrageous, angry, and pushed the guy against the wall and said, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you right now."
Aaron was given every opportunity to change. He was given every chance, everything available in an effort to help him and get him over his issues and through his angers and everything resolved to where he could just be happy and productive in life. And he refused those offers of help.
Refused those offers of help. Was that within Scientology? No. I suspect that those videos were made by Scientology. But a lot of truths, a lot of things are matching up to current events here.
The only thing as toxic as working with Smith-Levin was living with him.
I've seen Aaron snap at the kids, his kids, he seemed to just kind of would explode. I've seen Aaron snap at Heather.
Put his face 2 inches from her face and said, "So what the f you gonna do about it?"
He picked the older daughter up and flipped her over and held her up like this and spanked her, just like with as much force as he could. So at that point I said, Aaron cannot act like this in my home. I don't want him acting like this in my home anymore. This is not acceptable to me.
Aaron's response? A text message to his mother-in-law that she would never see her grandchildren again.
That's not what he said. He said that there was a what do you call it? I mean, brain's not working here. You know the Scientology disconnect? That's what happened. They weren't allowed to talk to each other anymore. Do you know where they? Do you know when somebody's an SP? You're not allowed to talk to an SP if you're in Scientology. I can't remember the word. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm tired.
And he held to his word. Under the sympathetic gaze of Leah Remini, Smith-Levin also appears to struggle with the story of his identical twin brother, Colin. Only again, TV tears evaporate in the hard light of truth. According to Colin's former girlfriend and the mother of his child, Colin left home at the age of 15 to protect himself from Aaron's physical abuse.
That came up on a previous video.
Tragically, Colin became involved in drugs and later died in a car accident, leaving a young son behind. Colin had left money for the little boy, and Aaron promised the mother that he would invest it.
We just heard this about 20 minutes ago in a different video. Now, is this true or not? Not 100% sure, but you know, when you add everything together, it kind of sort of makes sense. Most of it.
Uncle Aaron drained the money and wiped the account clean. After squandering his nephew's inheritance, Leah Remini's family man pursued another type of payday. Smith-Levin formed a purported research firm and took his act to Wall Street, where he came under federal criminal investigation in 2015.
Ooh. Ooh. I didn't know that.
For allegedly presenting false and fabricated information to manipulate stock prices. Smith-Levin's next scam was a house-flipping business that fleeced veterans. His crew of Mike Render and ex-cons worked without permits, leaving...
I remember that. When Mike Render came out of Scientology, he'd know where to go and Aaron give him a job.
Hazardous electrical wiring and rot throughout the structure of Florida homes.
Now, are these shots of the houses that Aaron was involved in? I don't know. It could be just stock footage put in there for effect. I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, the previous video you could actually see, or picture, you could actually see Aaron Smith or Mike Render in it. I don't know about these.
Threatened with lawsuits from disgruntled buyers and fines from authorities, Smith-Levin quickly abandoned this career. But Smith-Levin eventually found the exact job for his bullying talents, hustling sources for Leah Remini and Mike Render as the frontman and enforcer for their sham foundation.
Here's the thing. What Aaron was doing was the foundation was you know, supposed to be helping people, right? The opportunity Aaron had got was getting fresh interviews for his YouTube channel. people freshly out of Scientology, scarred, whatever. He was getting interviews with them, and he was making the money. God. When you mix up YouTube with flipping foundations, it gets messy. Because the two of them should not be together. They should be separate. Yes, you advertise your foundation on your YouTube channel, yeah, but don't intermingle them, because then you've got a conflict of interest. You're supposed to be a charity, but your YouTube channel is personal gain. They should not be together. And in fact, it may be against the terms of a charity status. You know, you should not do that. But that's what I was seeing with a lot of these interviews. Somebody freshly getting help, freshly out of Scientology. Aaron was on it, getting an interview, getting more interviews. He was getting... That's why his channel grew so quick. He was getting the fresh meat. You know?
Using bribery tactics to manipulate potential sources, purchasing cars, promising housing, even college tuition, not to mention compensation in cash. An arrangement Smith-Levin cautioned be kept secret because it's illegal for the non-profit to pay sources to appear on the show. And whether Smith-Levin's idea or Leah Remini's, he tried to convince a young man to plug a USB with malware into a church computer so hackers could steal information and turn it over to Remini for her show.
Some of it partially true. We already seen the video where he was interviewed by the police. Was it for information for the show? I don't know. I do not know that for complete and utter fact. You know?
Not surprisingly, Smith-Levin's beat also involves intimidating prospective sources to enforce their cooperation. Done with the full knowledge of Leah Remini and her sidekick, Mike Render.
I'm not 100% sure about that either. You know?
And it's certainly not beneath her showrunner at A&E, Miles Reef. After all, Reef was the executive producer for Generation KKK.
Fuck. Are you serious? No, that's not good, obviously.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Fuck.
The bogus docu-series A&E was forced to cancel after sources revealed they were paid in cash to stage cross-burnings and shout racist insults. This modus operandi is not foreign to A&E producers Eli Holtzman and Aaron Sedman, and corporate bosses Paul Bucheri, Rob Chernow, and Elaine Fontaine-Bryant. And all in the name of show business, profiting from bigotry, hate, and lies.
Folks, do your research on that one. I'm not quite sure, but you know, a lot of stuff that just there's a lot of stuff kind of matching up here. Just do your research if you want to, you know, delve into that a little bit more. What else have we got? Oh, yes. We've already basically covered that one. That was the incident in LA where the girl was pushed against the building. And he basically says all of that. It could be the same audio that was on this video that was on the video that I just played. Right. Here we go. The chalk incident. the incident where a jury of, was it 6? The judgment was not guilty. Let's watch this 1-minute video and see who was the aggressor in this situation. Spoiler alert, it was Aaron, in my opinion. Oh, right, play.
Let's get ready to party, baby. Come on.
You see, come on. And he's ready with his bag of cornstarch or chalk or whatever the fuck it is. These guys, now they're wearing masks, it's nothing to do with chalk, it's to hide their identity. But what they're doing is they're pouring this water on to clean up the footpath. Because these people are making a mess.
Come on, bring it. Bring it.
Oh dear Lord. He's already fucked up.
So Aaron is encouraging them to bring it. And then he whinges that these people threw water at me. And I got my feet wet. He said bring it. How does this make sense? How is this a not guilty verdict when you see what's about to happen here?
Bring it. Oh, it's just gonna hit our water barrier, you losers.
Yeah, name calling is always good.
Yeah. Here you go.
Now, this guy puts the bucket down to pour water on the floor. Now, if Aaron got his feet wet in this situation, Aaron walked into the path of the water. He should know that this guy is about to pour this bucket of water. So for him to say that this guy battered him, and it was double battery on both sides, no, it's not. He was just cleaning the footpath. Now, I'm not standing up for Scientology, but the truth matters. Because if we start making up bullshit, it just makes... It looks bad. You can't accuse these people of doing things they didn't do. We have to get them on what they do. You know? Let's go back a tiny bit here. And just see the way this guy throws the bucket. Right, there he is with the bucket, right? And he's about to throw it on the ground. He stoops down to throw it on the ground. He's not aiming it at Aaron at all.
Here you go.
There you go. There's Aaron's response. And that is assault. That was intentional assault. This guy did not intend to pour water on Aaron. But Aaron intended to throw this chalk on top of this guy. To me, it looks guilty. But, you know, a jury of 6 in the Clearwater area that are sick of Scientology, they're going to let this guy go. They're going to side with this guy. Because everybody's sick of Scientology in Clearwater. That's what I think happened. Allegedly.
He's real brave. Oh!
I got everybody in it, by the way.
And you got to remember too, Aaron was encouraging them, bring it. That's antagonizing. Clearly an assault on one side. And then when he got away with it, not guilty, guys, big fucking smoke. It's gonna catch up with him at some point. Believe you me.
It's cornstarch, you big baby. Go.
That's fair, sure. Yeah. No comment.
Cry to your mom.
Go cry to your mom. They're probably disconnected. That's the word I was trying to think of earlier on. They're probably disconnected from their mom. Sure, for fuck's sake. Ha ha! Ha ha!
Am I going to be in jail overnight?
Yes.
Felony.
Ha ha!
I have bail money.
Oh, who's gonna run my YouTube channel? That's it over. Oh, who's gonna run my YouTube channel? Well, if I've been in jail overnight. Oh, God. That didn't end well, did it? Well, it kind of did, but yeah. It'll catch up with him someday. His attitude's really bad. It brings the ex-Scientology down. People would not want to have anything to do with it. I have no idea what this is. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. This is Aaron's excuses for the woman abuse of Shelley Miscavige, a girl that he's been dating, and the niece of Miscavige, the Scientology leader. David Miscavige. My brain's not working, I'm tired. But, yeah, there's been a spat over and back on their YouTube channels. Now, Aaron is supposed to be promoting SPTV and helping people and all the rest of it, and then in the middle of it is a soap opera of manic proportions. Them shitting on Nora and Liz Gale and all this drama, and he's trying to limit the drama by putting it behind a paywall now. Do you know? But we can see the videos are there. You know? So anytime he wants to shit on some of these people, he's putting it behind a paywall. Oh, God. When you see this, fuck's sake.
This entire time, he was screaming at me at the top of his lungs.
That matches to the previous Scientology videos from that AaronSmith-Levin.com. A complete and utter match.
I got a call from the front desk saying, "Is everything okay?"
This is in a hotel, I think.
He's acting like it was just a chill conversation. Any word that came out of my mouth, he started fucking screaming.
Yep.
I'm here for you. I don't have to be here. I don't have to stay here. And I'm not going to take the insults and the degradation and the finger pointing. That's the problem with this relationship. And I'm
victim blaming. That's what that is called, Aaron. Notice these people do this thing. Just like the guy that I've had the issues with, Cecil Wayne Carroll. High Street Paranormal blamed his 10 and 8-year-old victim. I'm not going to get into it now, but he blamed them for doing naughty things. Do you catch my drift? How can a 10 and 8-year-old do naughty things to a 17-year-old? If you want to know more about it, look at Random News or, Master Shredder, Order of Magnitude. Random News puts it in a nice little package.
relationship, and I'm over it. I'm over it. I came here because you begged me to, but I will leave.
That's what he always does. He always leaves right in the middle of everything.
Then she started screaming, and then I said, okay, I'm leaving. And I got up to leave.
I screamed back at him.
She stood up, and she pushed me.
It's such a fucking lie.
And when she pushed me, I made a beeline right for the door. It's just a little
I
motel.
stood in front of the door.
Made a beeline.
Victim blaming. I see a pattern. It's all these other people's fault. It's all these 3 women's fault the last number of years. The 3 women that I know of that he's been with, he's had issues with. And it was all their fault. And all the 3 had similar experiences. Strange, isn't it?
Jumped me out of the way.
I got to the door. She was screaming like a banshee and grabbing my arm, trying to keep me from leaving. And so
You admitted to holding Jenna Miscavige against her will for something like 10 minutes. I think she mentions it in this video. You can't do things like that.
all I did was kind of shake my arm away from her, open that.
Just like in LA, when you push that lady into the side of the building and cut her head open. Yeah, I'm not buying this shit, Aaron. I've woken up. Sooner or later, some of your other little friends over in your channel are going to wake up sometime soon too. At the moment, they haven't a fucking clue. They have the rose-tinted glasses on. I can't understand how, especially women, stand up for this guy. Stand up for this guy. Don't understand it. But sometimes it takes a while for people to cop on.
That door and I fucking ran down. It's actually a motel, not a hotel. So the door's open to the outside. I fucking ran down that second floor corridor, down those stairs, ran to my car.
Why was she? Were you afraid that she called the police? If you didn't do anything wrong, why would you run?
And drove the hell out of there. Guys, Jenna has physically abused me.
Oh, down your bollocks! Oh, cry me a river. Cry me a river. I've seen all the videos. I've seen all the videos. That's not what happened, was it, Aaron?
In Clearwater, in Minnesota, in Miami,
He's such a
and in Hawaii.
Do you know the fucking sad thing about this? Do you know this was a breakup? In recent time, you know, I mean, like, we're the 23rd of March 2026. They're back together. This isn't the first fucking spat with these two. Do you know? She came on, Jenna Miscavige came on and found out that Aaron was cheating on her, and she was heartbroken. Came on and fucking spilled her heart out onto the internet. Went back to him after him cheating with the last girl that he was going out with. He had a bit of nookie with her. She found out about it. She then spilled her heart out on the internet. There's videos of the other girl spilling her heart out on the internet too. So Aaron as the victim, no, I'm not buying that. I'm not stupid.
Every one of our friends who was in Hawaii with us got to see firsthand with their own eyeballs in real life the toxic and abusive nature.
No, everybody who was in Hawaii with us heard me scream when Aaron threw me across the room.
Everybody heard you. And you're a grown adult. Oh, Massive red flags. Is the red flags flying for you guys? If they're not, maybe you need to see a doctor or a psychiatrist or something. It's there in black and white. It's there plain for you to see. Wake up, people. Wake up.
Now, I admit I poured water on him, and he picked me up and he threw me across the room. Natalie heard me scream. George heard me scream. Cheryl heard me scream. Only Cheryl and George asked me if I was okay. That's what Aaron does. They didn't see me being toxic. They saw us fighting. Yes, they saw us fighting. Me and Aaron got into a spat, and then he left the entire next day and wouldn't speak to me. Even though the next day was Mother's Day, he did the same thing again.
Fuck.
Of Jenna trying to control this relationship with threats of harm.
Are you sure it's not the other way around? Kind of looks like it from here. I'm just saying.
All right, let me see something. Okay. Yeah. I got into my car, and now I'm going to read you the text messages.
You're a dumbass. I'm sorry for name calling, but you're fucking thick as fuck. You're the leader of a foundation. It's supposed to be empathetical, helping people get out of Scientology, you know, helping them get therapy, blah, 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 whatever. Should privacy not be involved? You're not displaying very good with privacy. Do you know, messages are supposed to be private. I don't know why so many people on the internet get into fucking fights with each other, and then I've got the receipts to prove it. Here's the messages. They're not they were never public in the first place, so you put them out public, the other person's messages. You see what the fucking problem is? Why are things not private anymore? Private messages are exactly that. They're supposed to be private messages. But Aaron decides he wants to use them as a weapon, like many other people on the internet.
I said to Jenna, I am not going to continue on in a situation that is only going to keep escalating. I was willing to come over and comfort you and keep you company.
Look, here's the thing. Fine. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Aaron, shut up. You're not making yourself look any better. Say nothing.
Company?
Just say you fucked up. That's all you need to say. God, this arguing over and back is fucking giving me a headache. And it's not Jenna, it's him. Excuses. Victim blaming. You know, playing the victim. He plays the victim every fucking time. Every time. Every time.
And she goes, the cops are on their way. I said, I'm not willing to keep fighting, and I'm not going to let you get physical with me.
In front of me is this big pile of crap.
That is one big pile of shit.
So I'm going to jump in my car and get out of here before the cops come.
And she goes, the cops are on their way, and I'm going to tell them all the times that you threw me, you restrained me. They are.
She has confirmed that.
On their way.
That's right.
She says, you abused me, screamed at me, while telling me I'm angry. Sorry. Hold on, guys. Guys, let me go blow my nose real quick. I'm sorry to do this. This will take 1 minute. I'll be...
There was.
I'm looking at facial expressions. Sorry. I'm looking at facial expressions over here. But she's reacting to his video.
An incident on November 10th where I was in Aaron's house and he picked me up and he held me from behind me because I threw his pie on the floor after he was screaming at me at the top of my lungs, spitting pumpkin pie in my face. And I said, please stop talking to me like that. Please. And he said, I can talk to you however the fuck I want to. You cannot police my tone. And if you don't like it, then leave. So I picked up the pumpkin pie and
He's telling her to leave, and then he holds her against her will. Fuck's sake. Aaron, you fucked up. Jenny, you also fucked up big time. Why'd you go back to this fucking goose?
threw it on the floor. I rolled a watermelon onto the floor. He wasn't even in the room when this is happening. He came into the room, picked me up, and restrained me and held me across here for 5 to 10 minutes. I was struggling to get away. He would not let me go.
Oh. That's not good. Jenna. Wake the fuck up! Run away! Run far fucking away! This isn't the first time something like this has happened, isn't it? The cheating? Remember when you broke up with him a couple of times before? And you go back to him? I know Nora says, Nora Ames, the guy, the girl that Aaron calls a nutcase, because she's telling the truth. She says, on average, a woman that gets, is involved in domestic violence, leaves the relationship and goes back about 7 times before they eventually break away. Average 7 times. Oh, Humpty Dumpty is back.
I got a call from the front desk saying, is everything okay? He's acting like it was just a chill conversation. Any word that came out of my mouth, he started fucking screaming.
I'm here for you. I don't have to be here. I don't have to stay here. And I'm not going to take the insults and the degradation and the finger pointing. That's the problem with this relationship. And I'm over it. I came here because you begged me to, but I will leave.
That's what he always does. He always leaves right in the middle of everything.
Then she started screaming. And then I said, okay, I'm leaving. And I got up to leave.
I screamed back at him.
She stood up and she pushed me.
I can picture, I know it's not fucking funny, but I can picture Scientology having movie nights and just playing Aaron's videos and having a good fucking laugh. You're supposed to be pissing off fucking Scientology, not making them laugh. You're supposed to be fighting against Scientology, not entertaining them. Because they're probably having a fucking right old laugh at all of this. And Aaron, it's all your fault. Because you... Oh, God. When is this going to fucking end?
It's such a fucking lie.
And when she pushed me, I made a beeline right for the door. It's just a little
I
motel room.
stood in front of the door.
Made a beeline
He shoved
right
me
for the
out of
door.
the way.
I got to the door. She was screaming like a banshee and grabbing my arm, trying to keep me from leaving. And so all I did was kind of shake my arm away from her,
And
open
yet
that
he
door,
pushed
and
me
I
away.
fucking ran down.
You ran because you were getting victimized. Aaron, cry me a river. Yeah, I'm not buying this. You were scared of her? there's loads of evidence that you're, you know, this angry, aggressive person. I'm not buying it. A lot of it came from the fucking website that you recommended, donkey hole.
I looked at him.
Fuck me.
It's actually a motel, not a hotel. So the door's open to the outside. I fucking ran down that second floor corridor, down those stairs, ran to my car.
Anybody got time for that?
Out of there.
I ran out with no shoes or nothing, Jesus. Anybody got time for that? I shouldn't be making fun. Aaron, you're a clown. There's one consolation. Aaron is losing subscribers like the Titanic was sinking. That is something. But there's always a couple of the hangers-oners, you know what I mean? Marlon and a couple of them people. Marlon apparently that reposts posts from a Nazi sympathizer. Marlon, there's not much going on upstairs, if you know what I mean. There's all there is upstairs is a bit of bubble wrap, you know what I mean?
What a bunch of bastards!
How does these people not see through, read between the lines here? There's too many incidents for it all to be bullshit.
Guys, Jenna has physically abused me in Clearwater.
Oh, God. That's a pattern with you, Aaron. I'm not listening to your bullshit. It's bollocks.
Clearwater, in Minnesota, in Miami,
He's such a
and in Hawaii. Every one of our friends who was in Hawaii with us got to see firsthand with their own eyeballs in real life the toxic and abusive nature.
No, everybody who was in Hawaii with us heard me scream when Aaron threw me across the room. Now, I admit I poured water on him, and he picked me up and he threw me across the room. Natalie heard me scream. George heard me scream. Cheryl heard me scream. Only Cheryl and George asked me if I was okay. That's what Aaron does. They didn't see me being toxic. They saw us fighting. Yes, they saw us fighting. Me and Aaron got into a spat, and then he left the entire next day and wouldn't speak to me. Even though the next day was Mother's Day, he did the same thing again.
I think this is repeating itself. I think I'm done here on this one. But you get the picture. What's next on the agenda? Oh, we've done that one. We've Liz Gill again. Here we go. Oh, it's about Jenna Miscavige. Right, what has she got to say?
I said ex-Scientologists were messy, and I mean me, but I mean all of us.
Oh, absolutely. I'd agree with you there. Fucking hell. It's like fucking EastEnders. That's a British soap opera where there's always drama every single night. This one's having an affair with this one's fighting with this one, and then you find out that this one is having an affair with this one, who turns out to be a relation or something.
You guys seen this? Honestly, I was keeping it a little bit under wraps because it was in the past, but it's happening now. So back in January...
Or the past is, fastly becoming the future and the present, if you know what I'm saying. It's a repeated cycle of violence and domestic abuse by the looks of things. That's what I say.
Jenna Miscavige put up a couple of videos saying that her boyfriend had cheated on her 3 times.
This is not nothing to do with the last fucking video. This was the previous argument. You know, they're lining up. And Jenna Miscavige went back to Aaron. Bad.
That he was a narcissistic abuser, all kinds of stuff. Those videos racked up about 250,000 views each. There were 2. They were both about 20-ish minutes. She took them down. They got back together, etc. Well, one of them showed back up on YouTube yesterday. Shit went down, okay? So
Yeah. What happens is, there's an argument, or there's an affair, or there's cheating. She puts up a video. He cries a river, says, I'm sorry, I love you very much, you're the only woman for me, and I'm really sorry. And I want to spend the rest of my life with you. She falls for it, she takes the videos down. Next thing, he fucks around again. Next thing, the videos are back up again. And the cycle continues. And at the moment, she is back together with him. Do you know, when you're a leader or a president of a foundation, and it gets this messy, maybe you shouldn't be the leader of anything. If you know what I'm saying. Maybe you should look after yourself first before you start trying to look after other people and help people. Help yourself first.
So then Aaron went live and trashed Jenna. You want to see Darvo in action? For
That's what he always does. And he makes a dick of himself.
over 2 hours. She got a wind of it. Then she went live, reacting in live time to his video.
Which part of it I just showed. Fucking hell. It's over and back, over and back, over and back. These people should not be together. Fucking hell.
It was beyond messy, you guys. Beyond messy. And sad. Generally, like, kind of sad and infuriating. But I'm not going to shut my mouth this time. No, I'm not. Last time all this went down, I was like, I'm too close to it. You know, I know these people. I have opinions. There's foundations. There's people that I don't want to... That day is over. So yeah, anyway, look forward to a reaction video, and we were going to watch it on a live. Let's just go start to finish, and let's do it today. I'm getting my coffee. I got to do a few things, and we're going to get on it.
Good for you. Good for you. Enjoy your coffee. Fucking hell. Oh, this one is disgusting. And do you know what? He went on an interview with, was it Bobby Lee's brother? Is it the comedian Bobby Lee or something? Apparently, I think Aaron stole his joke. And it was... Let's say it wasn't very appropriate and it was very offensive and that. But Aaron was proud of this moment in time. He was glad to travel with Jenna to do this interview. And the proud moment was saying this offensive joke. Not anything to do with Scientology or any of that shit, which they spent over an hour or whatever talking about. It was the offensive joke. So let's hear the offensive joke. You know, this guy thinks he's fucking brilliant. You know, he's God's gift. He's a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
The last summer that I was there, I was just brutally molested every day by this guy with Down syndrome.
Okay, that's for part 2. That's for part 2. Tune in for that story. That's crazy. Oh my god. So Thanks for tuning in to another episode of this TV show.
I very intentionally made a very offensive joke.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
And it was premeditated.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
You stole it from Bobby Lee, as far as I can remember. It wasn't your own joke. Jesus Christ, Aaron.
And I'm here not to apologize for the joke.
Come on!
Oh, absolutely not. Actually, hearing Aaron apologize would be like a miracle. Do you know, he does these videos, I sincerely apologize to DOA and all the rest of it. You click on the video and it's fucking clickbait. He's shitting all over him like. Dickhead.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I told her I was going to do it, yeah.
Oh my God, I was so proud of myself.
Well done.
Well done. Well done. What do you want, a fucking medal? He was so proud of himself. Jesus Christ, that wasn't even his fucking joke.
For even
I bet he was practicing on the way for the interview. He was practicing this joke in his head.
And
fuck's sake.
Having this idea, I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
No!
And just having the opportunity to tell that joke.
Shut the fuck up!
Made the
Well, as long as you're happy, Aaron.
entire trip worth it.
Why do I do this to myself?
I don't know.
Made the entire trip worth it, not the Scientology stuff. Oh. Now we know where your priorities are. Stop stealing other people's jokes, allegedly. Fucking hell. I'm not playing that next one because I've already done it. It was already, and this one, and I think that one, and that one, they were all on the website. This one wasn't. Now, there was a, one of these people were talking about a black lady getting shouted at and stuff like that. I don't know if this is it, but she witnessed something, and we're going to listen to that now, Tom. Sorry. Here we go.
I was on the phone speaking with someone, and I heard this yelling about 20 feet away from me. The yelling got out of hand, and...
Let me guess. Who was doing the yelling? Answer A or B. A, it was Aaron. B, it was somebody else. Send in your answers now, please, on a postcard.
So I said just a minute to the person I was on the phone with. So I ran like about 15 to 20 feet. And I could see around the corner. And there was Aaron Smith-Levin.
Bingo!
And he was rolling on the floor, punching his senior. And his senior was more or less trying to protect himself. So one of my staff was there, and I said, pull him apart. And they did. And Aaron was basically out of control. It took two people to hold him and pull him apart. I was on the phone talking.
Just repeating again. Yeah, do you see where the pattern is coming in now, folks? Have you copped on yet? See the pattern. This can't all be bullshit. Right, I can't remember what this next one is. think I've only one more to go. Big docket today, folks. Excused for the lack of presentation. I'm not used to this type of videoing.
In his latest members-only stream, Aaron Smith-Levin ranted for nearly 2 hours about former Scientologist Nora Ames.
Yes. Yes, I mentioned this earlier on. Because Nora Ames and Aaron were very good friends. And there was a falling out. And Nora came out with some truths. And Aaron was attacking her. DOA, which was direct, that's protester guy in LA that dresses up with the mink coats and does the chalk on the ground and dances around the place in his bare feet and stuff like that. Scotty Hochstetter. Scotty was on her tail, and Zero Dark Tony. So she had a lot on her plate. And, you know, she had enough. She had a breakdown online. And, you know, Aaron is the leader of the SPTV Foundation, which is supposed to be helping people. And he uses that against her every fucking time. Calls her mentally ill and fucking a nutcase and all the rest of it. You're fucking disgusting, Aaron. You're a fucking piece of shit. And I hope you lose all your subscribers and you have nothing. And you have to go back to a 9-to-5 job. Fuck you.
Calling her deeply sick, evil, delusional, and dangerous.
Nora, you're deeply, deeply sick and delusional and evil and dangerous.
Right back at you, bud. Right back at you. It fits you like a fucking glove, Aaron.
Nora has said that, you know, the things that she's always struggled with the most is thinking that she's a bad person and that she's crazy. That's what you should be struggling with. You are...
This guy is the leader of the SPTV Foundation that's supposed to help people. Wake up, people, for fuck's sake.
A deeply, deeply bad, crazy person. That's who you are. You need help. You need help. You need inpatient therapy. You probably need some ECT. You definitely need a straitjacket, and you could...
Right back at you, bud. That fits you like a glove, too, asshole.
Probably use a few months in a padded cell until you start to see reality, Nora.
You need to go into a padded cell so you don't fucking injure anybody. Because you seem to be very, very aggressive and hands-on with people. Stop laying your hands on people. Especially women that are way, way smaller than you. You fucking coward. You wouldn't face a person your own size, would you? You fucking coward. It seems to be women, too. Women and smaller men. Yeah, that's interesting.
Wait, what? Since when do you have any formal education, Aaron? Tell me more about it.
Is that it? It is it. Ooh, that's not good. But you see, this, you know, would you send somebody to get help with the SPTV Foundation, seeing all these videos about the leader of that organization, fucking doxing people, leaking their fucking messages, the aggressive behaviour towards women, calling people fucking mentally ill, which is a pattern with these types of narcissists. Yeah. doxes. Oh, Aaron doesn't understand what doxing is. Here we go. Last one, folks, and I'm going to finish it.
SPTV Foundation charity president Aaron Smith-Levin has doxed many people in the past, including beneficiaries of his dubious foundation. In his own words, here is his understanding of doxing.
But saying someone's name on the internet is not doxing.
No objection, Your Honor. If they don't use their name on the internet and you call them by their real name, like Zero Dark Tony is Zero Dark Tony. Now, he mentioned, at the beginning of his videos, Tony D here. You can call him Tony D, but you can't call him by his full name. That's doxing. The other type of doxing is, he brought up a fucking screenshot of what was her name? One of the people that were in the group. Do you know, like Marlon and Honig and all these other people. I'm tired. I can't fucking remember what her name is. Oh God. She's going out with the guy, the lifeboat guy. Some of you might know who he is. She is. Oh, God. She was friends with Aaron. She still had links with Scientology, so she was able to contact them and stuff like that. He linked her information, her address, on a screenshot. Linked information about her address and phone number and stuff like that. His excuse was that it was a new iPad or something like that and he didn't know how to use it properly. He should have figured that out before he fucking went live. Fucking silly goose. But yeah, things went downhill from there.
Aaron, we disagree. Doxing is the act of publicly providing personally identifiable information about an individual or organization, usually via the internet and without their consent. Doxing may be carried out for reasons such as online shaming, extortion, and vigilante aid to law enforcement.
Online shaming. That's something that Aaron is actually good at. So well done. That's been sarcastic, by the way. Well, that's that. That is that, folks. That is that. So what do you think of all that? Has the rose-tinted glasses come off yet, folks? Because some people need to cop on. They need to read between the lines. Don't fall for the charm. Don't fall for the bullshit. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. But, as I says in the other video, don't be quick to pick a side. If there's an opposition side, listen to them too. Listen to them fully. Get two sides. Don't just blindly follow one side. Because you might get caught out just like me. Because I thought this guy was a good guy. Then I started to cop on. I started to cop on around the time Liz Gill copped on. There was a couple of red flags before that. It's very, very easy to go with the majority. The incident in LA where Aaron pushed the woman up against the building, I'm ashamed to say I went with the majority opinion, which was self-defense. And I know I was wrong. I know I'm wrong now. Because that was way too much force for a little small woman. You didn't need to use all that kind of force, Aaron. So, yeah, doesn't look good for you, son. But, yeah, apparently he's losing subscribers. There is going to be the hangers-on, and no matter what Aaron does, he's going to have people that adore the ground he walks on. But some of us are here to show you the truth and the light. And I hope I've done that in some sort of way. And if you are trying to leave Scientology, maybe taking some of these things into account before you try to get help from somebody like this. Because this person needs to look after himself and look after his issues and deal with those anger issues before he can think about helping other people. But my opinion is my opinion, by the way, but my opinion is all this fucking SPTV Foundation stuff was a big FU to the Aftermath Foundation, who threw him off the board of the Aftermath Foundation for these kinds of behaviours that was affecting the foundation negatively. So Aaron's retaliation was to set up his own foundation rivaling the Aftermath Foundation. But all I can see behind it all is content. Like I says, you know, when you put the board members on the website and stuff like that, and you click on the board members, you should have a bio coming up. What they done in their past, what's their experience, what their qualifications are, you know, what their college degrees are, etc., etc. You click on the bios that were on that site, and their YouTube channel comes up. And it's a charitable organisation, but their YouTube channels is for personal gain. So there's a conflict of interest there. And I reckon it's a way of getting you people to get interviews for personal gain. Doesn't look good. All the other stuff, very alarming and very sad, I'm afraid. But it's just sad that some people just can't see, you know, the wood from the trees at this point, you know. But it takes all kinds of people to run the world, you know. Some people are stupid, you know. Maybe, you know, some people learn over time. Some people go through their life stupid all the time. So there's nothing you can do there. But until the next time, I hope you enjoyed that episode. It's probably really, really long. But I hope I didn't bore the shit out of you. You know, I'm not used to this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm trying my best. But see you next time. And hopefully I'll have more stuff for you. So take care and have a nice night or day or whatever you may be. Bye-bye.